Let me ask you a question. What if I told you that total beginners, people who've never done a deal in real estate in their entire life, are quietly finding properties that are 30 or 40% below market value with built-in equity and zero risk? No money, no credits, no experience. And you want to know the best part is? They are doing this in today's market, the one people say is too competitive. I used to believe the same things you are probably thinking right now. I used to think that, well, this isn't for me. It's too risky. I don't have any money. I have no experience. My credit is terrible. Now, that used to be a long time ago. I used to be like that. You see, until I got introduced to a brand new opportunity that is changing the game on how to invest in real estate. You see, it wasn't wholesaling. It wasn't flipping or just buying and flipping houses. It wasn't me just buying a rental property and hoping, that the rent covered the mortgage. No, it's a totally brand new opportunity, which we refer to as the BEP, the built-in equity blueprint. You see, imagine you going into a deal and already knowing that this deal has over 30% equity baked into the property before you even say yes. Meaning, if I decide to walk away, there's no downside risks to me. It means I'm going to a property and I know for a fact that this property has equity and there's zero risk without me spending a dime on DDF, due diligence fee. It means I have no risk to the upside. All I have is profit to the upside and no downside risk. How does that sound? Let me break it down for you. This is what I teach inside of my free web class designed specifically for beginners. I call it the new opportunity because this does not rely on the old broken methods that most old investors use. I'm going to share with you 3 secrets that you will find in this web class. Secret number 1 is why you don't need money, credit, or experience to get started. You see, don't listen to all of those fluff and hype they teach you in real estate school or on YouTube. You don't have to go begging the banks for loans or max out your credit cards. We use leverage opportunities to find gold mines in the real estate markets. Secret number 2 is how to find properties with built-in equity without driving for dollars. You see, you don't have to go cold calling or go knocking on doors, knocking on over 1,000 people's doors or cold calling over 1,000 people. You don't need to do all of that. We use tech and data to find properties that have built-in equity and zero risk. It's like finding the deal before the crowd shows up. Secret number 3 is how to eliminate all the risk most investors fear. And what is that biggest fear? The fear of losing money. I get it. We all have our risk tolerance level. What keeps most investors stuck is that fear of losing money, which is natural because it's a fear. And that's why with this system, you built into it what they call a risk buffer. Meaning, before you go into that deal, before you step out of the door, you would know all the red flags. There are no long-term contracts, no loans, no heavy loans to give you sleepless nights, nothing to worry about. As a matter of fact, no major downside exposure that you think can worry you as an investor in the long term. And that's why before we go into that deal itself with our risk buffer, we know if that property has in cash flow or built-in equity itself before we go into that deal in the first place. You see, the old way of investing in real estate is gone. It's hard, it's expensive, it's built for people with deep pockets. But the new opportunity, the new way we invest in real estate is for beginners. Beginners who are motivated, everyday people who have drive, who have the zest and the zeal, who wants to get their first property. They want properties that has almost zero risk built into that property, but of course with instant equity. If that sounds like you, and that's what we're looking for. Once you understand how this new opportunity changes the game in real estate, you will never look at real estate the same way you used to look at real estate again. If you're still watching, it means you're ready. You're ready to stop watching and take action. You're ready to break free from information overload. You are ready to step inside and get your hands on your first real estate deal. If that sounds like you, I want to invite you to my free web class where I'm going to show you step by step how I discover properties that are 30 or 40% below market value. How I find motivated sellers willing to give you the property at your own asking price. How I find properties using the brand new system, what we call the BEP, the built-in equity system. This might be the only strategy that actually works for beginners. Click the link right now, register, and I'll see you in the web class.